It is. Is it the camera?
Hi, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. I see someone's here, so welcome. Thanks for joining us. So we're doing something slightly different today. If you can see from the background, we are not in the craft room where we normally are. We are in Louisville.
We're live from Kentucky.
We didn't know whether or not we were going to be able to. Well, we are already in Kentucky, but we didn't know whether.
We're live from Louisville.
We didn't know whether or not we were going to be able to come live today. Hello, Jason. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. So we didn't know whether or not we were going to be able to come on today because we're in Louisville visiting some friends. And we're like, are we going to be able to? And so we decided to come on live here in Louisville. So we brought the laptop, and our friends graciously lent us their table and their backdrop, part of their house for our backdrop.
Whenever we come here, Allison's a plant connoisseur like we are, and we always score some cool plants. And if any of you know what this is, go ahead and type it in the comments. We got some of these about a year and a half ago, but our dog decided that he liked them also, and he decided to chew them all up. I think they like them because they're kind of pokey. If you look at them, they got like points on them, so they like chewing on them. I think it's like stimulates their gums or something. Looks like sedum. You know what? I've never heard them called sedum. It could be sedum though. Let me see what sedum looks like.
I see some more people have joined us. So hello everybody that's there. Please let us know who you are so we can say hello to you personally.
Oh no, they're not sedums. Good guess.
Hello, little Pete.
I
always say that backward. Pete's Little Homestead.
Yeah, Pete's Little Homestead got it right. They're called hen and chicks. Exactly right. That's them right there. So they gave us another set of those, so we're gonna grow those out. We also got some. What did we get? What were those purple flowers that we got?
You can say hi. Hello.
David wants to say hi. Caspian, are you gonna jump in?
You wanted to come in real quick and say hello.
What were those purple flowers she said she was gonna give us?
Oh, I'm not sure, but they look really pretty because they're like tropical. Mm-hmm. They grew on the side of her house, and then the neighbor had some, and I thought they looked so pretty, but I don't know what they're called right now. So that's before we leave. We have to make sure to dig some out because they grow really big and bushy.
Rua.
Hello, Rua.
Hi, Rua.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
I guess she didn't have to work today, so that's cool.
Yeah. I've actually been praying for you, Rua, your pregnancy. So, and the church. So I've been praying for you. I have you on my little prayer list. I rotate people, and every once in a while when I hear like a prayer request, because I know that you had morning sickness real bad. So I put you on my little list, and whenever I think of you, or they rotate, and I'm like, okay, I got to pray for Rua. So I've been praying for you. And Rua, before I forget, last time we were in our live stream, you were asking me what book I was reading, and then I got lost in the thing, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if she's interested. The Agatha Christie novels. Have you read any of her murder mysteries? I love hers. I just want. Aww. But I know you mentioned you like murder mysteries, and so Agatha Christie is my favorite. I like light murder mysteries, and so I'm always having one of hers. But you're welcome on the prayers. So I was telling Paul, what should we talk about? We talked about possibly talking about some of the stuff that we get while we're here in Louisville. So not only do we visit our friends, so we come up early, and then we make sure to be here in service, and so we're there. And then afterwards, we kind of do some scavenger hunting. Do you want to share some of the stuff that we do?
Yeah. So let me just give you a little backstory. So we've known the Coxes since I was born. My dad and Mr. Cox have known each other since they were young. They grew up together in New York. So we've known them for a long time. They actually started a church when I probably was in my teenage years in Alabama, and they were there for, how long were you guys there, Bill? For about 15 years? 16 years. So then they came back to Tucson for a period of time, and then what was it, about 5 or 6 years? 7 years ago, they started this church here in Louisville. So we like to come out and visit them. They give us the good word. We got a good word this morning. So that's the main draw. We come to church and then get to hang out with the Coxes. And then this time we brought them out some wood chips. We brought them out a truckload of wood chips. We live right next to a mill, so we brought them out some wood chips. And then we got that really cool deal with the other wood chip people. And then Allison also wanted some. She wanted some wild blackberry cuttings. She just wanted the pokey parts because she's trying to keep a bunch of these cats out of her garden. So, hey, Allison.
Let me say hi.
Yeah, here's Allison right here. She's gonna make it.
I'm gonna sit on your lap.
Yes, Allison.
I just love these people.
Oh, we love you.
I'll
You can't cuddle up to her. You'll have to cuddle up to him.
Nice to meet you. I'm Bill.
So these are the Coxes, the ones that the Coxes, the ones we always come and visit. Oh, I love it. This what day was it that I was like, we should go up to Louisville? We haven't been up there in a while, and so it's really nice to come up. So it's kind of rough because it's 2-hour drive, but then we're 1 hour difference. So in order to be here at a certain time, we have to kind of really plan ahead and make sure that we're.
So it's 3 hours to get here and 1 hour to get home.
So they're on Eastern Standard Time. We're on Central Standard Time. So actually, the Coxes, they moved here, like he said, 7 years ago. And then when we were scouting around and doing our like evaluation, where different states that we might want to move to in different areas of the country, different climates. And we were considering a bunch of different things. We kind of mentioned it to the Coxes, and they were like, yeah, you ought to check out Kentucky. And so, man, this was probably 4 years ago. And they're like, yeah, if you ever come to Kentucky, come and stay with us, come visit us. So then we did. So we did a scout trip 3 years ago, and we came through and we stayed with them for a couple days. And we really liked the area. We really liked Kentucky. So we actually live about an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes south of Louisville. So it's a little bit of a drive to come, but it's worth it whenever we come. And then when we came out this last time, which would have been about a year and a half ago, when we took off from Tucson in the RV to actually look for an exact place, we parked our RV in a parking space in their front yard that actually had a camper hookups. It had the sewer connection, and it also had power out there, so it was a perfect spot.
Yeah.
So we stayed here for a couple months, and what's Ruth saying?
She wrote,
Red Silo snuck in here.
Yeah, so actually before that one, so Rua mentioned that it is fun when you get to hang out with old friends. Daniel is working outside, and then she said hello to Allison, so I'll have to share that with her. That'll make her happy. And Rua, I agree, hanging out with old friends. So even for the holidays, I know like this Thanksgiving was a little different because my father-in-law was here. But last Thanksgiving, we were here and we were able to stay with the Coxes. And my family, I remember like they were literally in tears. They were like, it's like if you have family there. And I'm like, it's so true. And so that's how I feel. Like we have family here. So if like whenever I get lonely, I'm like, I need family. We come up here and we're with them. Oh, Allison's watching. Allison Rua said hello to you up there. She's so sweet. She's out there with her. And then Red Silo came in. So hello, Red Silo. So speaking of wood chips, been out wood clipping all day, chipping, still cleaning up from the winter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So Red Silo, do you have your own chipper? Are you making your own chips, or are you just moving chips around that you got from a drop?
Oh yeah, so I mentioned earlier about the drops. So I know that we mentioned it last live stream or the time before.
Yeah.
That we also got contacts, some nice little contacts with the wood chipping people, and so they've been dropping off loads. So they just dropped off another load. What day was that?
2 loads yesterday.
Yeah, it was nice because we're like sitting and then we're like, hey, what is that? Oh, look at, they're dropping off more wood chips. So I think you went out there, right, and told them where you wanted the wood chips.
Yeah, they put them right up next to the garden, so that was pretty convenient. So we had 3 loads dropped off, and almost the same day that they dropped them off, we used up one of the loads because the chicken area and then the goat barn, or I'm sorry, the sheep barn, was starting to get pretty muddy. So we covered that all up with wood chips. If you haven't used wood chips to mitigate mud, they're great for that, you know, as well as killing grass. We use it a lot for killing grass. Actually, we were just doing a new flower or expanding one of the flower gardens here at the Cox's. They have an area that they wanted to expand out into the grass. So we put a couple layers of cardboard down and then put the wood chips over the top of them. And that works out real nicely. I'll have to do a video of what the ground looks like, as well as how the worms come in after that cardboard starts breaking down. I don't know what it is about that cardboard, but when it makes contact with that surface, the worms just come up and they take up residency right in that space in between the ground and the top of the ground and the cardboard.
And it seems like such a weird system. Like as I'm watching, I've seen you do it, and I was watching Allison do it, and it's almost like I see it and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. You're putting cardboard down and then wood chips, and like, what are you doing? But I know it works. Like,
yeah, it works good.
So we're out there making sure to take out all the tape, and so we're just making sure that there's no plastic and stuff. And then Rua said, I have a neighborhood kid over, and I think it's Sol is hurt. I wish I could stay and listen. So I hope he's okay. I hope it wasn't bad hurt. We'll be praying for him. And then Josh, the homesteader, came in. So hello, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
And then Copperhead came in. So hello. And then let me see what Red Silo has set up before.
He said he has his own wood chipper on the tractor. He can't seem to get a drop for nothing, so we make our own. Yeah, that's unfortunate because you know those tree trimmers are out there. What I would say, you know, is just keep trying Red Silo, because we tried probably 5 different ones and they kept saying, yeah, we'll drop some. Then we finally got one that we got connected with. And this last time, yesterday, when he came out, actually, maybe it was Friday. When he came out, I told him, hey, you know, for you bringing wood chips, I'm going to open up the garden to you. And whenever you come out, feel free to take whatever you want from the garden. So I pulled up some green onions and some garlic for him, because that's all he really wanted and pretty much all that we really had. But
and then the time before, what did you give him? Something with the basketball.
Oh yeah, he saw like an old basketball rim that was laying around, so we gave that to him. And so it looks like Daniel came in from the out. Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Daniel.
He's outside working. Good to see you, Daniel.
Such a beautiful day out. I don't know about your weather, but Louisville and even at the house was just like gorgeous weather. So I can definitely see why you would want to be outside. It's so nice. And then he mentioned, what are we doing in Louisville? So he came up to visit friends. I was mentioning to Paul, and I'm like, it's been a while since we've been up and to see the Coxes. And so we scheduled it. So we're here visiting. Mentioned earlier in the live stream that we're like, I don't know if we're going to be able to do a live stream because we're in Louisville. And we're like, maybe we can rush back. And we're like, actually, even better, why don't we just do it there and then hang out afterwards? So that's what we're doing in Louisville, is we're visiting. Oh, and I'm glad to hear that Solomon's okay. He said he's fine.
I thought his name was Soul, like son.
Yeah, me too.
You guys call him Soul for short? That'd be a cool nickname, Soul.
It is. And then he said that it was wonderful out there.
Yeah, it's good weather. I think we actually hit 80 degrees out here today. Pretty warm. But it was a nice day to be outside.
Yeah, we've been out for a few hours out there on the patio. Okay, so oh. So I see some other people joined us. So hello, whoever's there. I see a couple people came in.
We got a couple lurkers. If you're stopping in, feel free to say hello.
Yeah.
Drop us
A thumbs up.
anything so we know you're there.
Oh, yeah. I guess if you did a thumbs up, we wouldn't know who did that. So we would like to know who's here.
Yeah, so we actually started recording a video of the sheep. We've recently been using the sheep a lot in these marginal areas. We have some areas where they were garden areas before, from what the neighbors told us. And they had big flower beds in these areas, and they were all run up in huckleberry, huckleberry and no, not huckleberry. Blackberry and honeysuckle.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know it's not.
Yeah, it had a bunch of blackberry and honeysuckle growing all over it, and so it was really like a cluster of thorns in there. And that's actually some of the blackberries that we cut out. We brought to the coxes so they could use those branches to keep the cats out of their garden.
And just to clarify, because I know that one time we mentioned this, and it can be a bit confusing. So what she's actually doing with the blackberries, the things is she dries them out to make sure that they don't take root or anything, and then she lays them out in the garden, and it's like a pest preventive. Like the cats like to dig, and that actually discourages them from being there, which is really genius. But she has them right now. We brought her some. And she has them out in the carport, enclosed carport, drying. So I wanted to clarify in case you're like, these are for cat pest control. Next thing you know, you have more blackberries, and there's a bigger problem. So yeah, you were saying that you put the sheep there, and guys, it has made such a huge difference. And before I go into that, the word exchange came in. So hello, and then Pete mentioned that he's still here. So thank you. And then Red Silo mentioned would love to get sheep on one of these years, but have to clear the fence lines to get to the fence to repair them. Then the sheep can keep them clear. Yeah,
sheep are pretty. They're pretty good at staying in where you want to keep them in. We have these people near us that have goats, and they have to have like this chain link fence, this impenetrable fence. But the sheep, we've had really good success with the Premier One portable fencing. We did get a pretty powerful energizer for that. If you ever are thinking about the Premier One fence, make sure that you're getting a pulse controller, that it sends a pulse shock through the fencing. You don't want to get a constant charger, because that'll actually it'll short out the fence, and it can actually burn the fence up. There's a couple of fires that it shows on their website that have been caused by people using the constant electrical chargers. So we do highly recommend using one of the plug-in chargers. There is a lot of these solar chargers on the market, but you really want that animal to get whacked and to remember that pain. A lot of these solar chargers aren't strong enough, and they're not effective. You have to remember, with any electrical fence, it's not a physical barrier. It's a psychological barrier. So the animal, the whole thing, it's in their mind. You're not trying to build it so that it physically keeps the animal in. It's just there so that when they see it, they say, I can't go there.
Actually, we have two funny stories. The other day, Luna, we wanted to keep him outside.
Which is our little dog.
Which is our dog, Señor Luna. And we wanted to keep him out, and so we put an electric fence out. But the fence, the wiring was actually to the sheep in the back. And so the wiring fence that he was in wasn't even hot. It wasn't live. But he was in there all day, and he did not try to escape at all. Like, he could technically get out. And I was like, Paul, that's so funny. And Paul said exactly that. He's like, it's a mental barrier. It's not a physical barrier. And he got whacked once. I think he was checking out the sheep or something, and he got whacked, and then he just knew. And then the other day, Paul was moving the sheep from one little paddock area to another, and they were like afraid to pass this like invisible line. And we're like, what's there? And it was the wire for the electric fence that wasn't even on. It was on the ground. But for some reason, they knew what that was. Mm-hmm. And like they jumped it. Like it was really cool. And I was kind of sad because I was recording. And then like I looked over and I was recording this way, and they're like jumping. And I was like, oh, I missed it. I could have shared it with everybody.
Yeah, they jumped like 2 feet off of the ground to jump over this little red wire. So we run the wire out from the workshop where the Energizer is, and we just run it along the ground. And basically what it is, it's just, if you know about electrical wire, it's THN wire. It's basically a stranded 12-gauge wire that just has a single insulator on it.
And Copper had mentioned he had to go, so.
All right, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel, for coming.
If you're still around, just to let you know, we might not make your live stream, but we'll catch the rerun for sure. And then if you are still around, please let us know what time you plan on running the live stream, because if you're going to run it at the later time, we will be able to catch it. But I know you said you were talking about running it at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Because I think that's about the time that we should be driving home.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll try to catch that live. Because I know that last time they changed the time. Yeah, so let us know. Red Silo said last owner of the farm did the bare minimum. Pasture overgrown, 10 to 15 feet long on the edges. Lots of fun to clear. Yeah. We're getting there. And you know, that's so true, Red Silo, because I know that there's areas that I'm like, oh my goodness, this is craziness. Like even after the sheep have been in there, Paul has had to go in and clear, and it's so much work. So you mentioned 10 to 15 feet long around the edges. Like that's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. So, and then Jason said, the chains the elephant handlers use aren't strong enough to hold an elephant, but they've been trained not to break free. A trained elephant can be restrained with a piece of string. And you know, that's so true though. Like it's that mental barrier.
Yeah.
And then Evans came in. So hello, Evans family homestead.
Hello, Evans family.
And then so going back to what Jason was saying, it's so true. And it's actually kind of crazy because I think that even as people, we can do that to ourselves, like create that mental barrier. And so seeing it on the animals is kind of like, wow, like it's a mental barrier. And so Luna was able, actually, he's out there today in, now that I think about it, he's actually out there right now with a non-electric fence. Because we're here and we wanted to make sure that he had a nice area. Actually, no. You guys put him in the other fence.
Yeah, he's in the woven wire
Yeah,
fence,
he's in the woven wire, so.
Which is like the old chicken yard. But yeah, there's a lot of parallels there, Jason. I was just thinking of the same thing. Humans do it to themselves all the time. Yeah, we can definitely cancel ourselves out and tell us that we're not capable of doing some things. You can definitely draw a lot of truths from that. Well, that's for sure.
Or even if you tried something once and like it shocked you of some kind. Like
you just have that negative negative memory where you don't want to do that again. Yeah, I can think of a lot of things.
Yeah. I can think of a few things.
Yep.
So, yeah. So one of the things that we actually like to do while we're here in Louisville, that we actually two things that we do quite often with Allison is one is we pick up leaves.
Yeah, this is our leaf spot, our leaf connection.
So I know that, you know, these bagged leaves, it's actually kind of funny, like when we get them, because we're like driving and we like see like a pile of these leaf bags and we're like, so we're like a mafia. Like we stop and everybody hops out. Well, I don't hop out. The kids and Paul will hop out and they're grabbing their bags. And every once in a while, you'll get a homeowner that comes out and he's like looking and it's like, what are you doing? And we're like, we're taking leaves. Don't worry. So we take it back to the garden, which we actually have a video that we have not edited and published yet.
We put parts of it in the homestead tour 2 weeks ago that shows us using those leaf bags. So part of that video was from that other video that we were gonna make. What was that? I was like back in December.
That's when your dad was
My
here.
dad was here. Yeah, it was for like the first week of December. We came and collected a bunch of leaf bags.
Getting
and,
the garden prepared.
Yeah, they're breaking down. One thing that I have really noticed with the leaves, if you're using leaves for mulch or you're using it in the garden, if you mulch them, they break down a lot faster. If you can run them through a mulcher, I've seen people run them over with the lawnmower. A lot of the blowers that are blower/vacuums for collecting leaves, they'll have a mulch feature in it. So when they suck them up through the hose, they actually run it through a mulching like a little mini fan, and then they put them in a bag, or you can just blow them out the back. But you can't really run that if they've been sitting a while. So you want to run that right when you collect them, when they're real still dry and fluffy. Because if you wait for them to kind of start to mat and they get soggy, they'll clog up that system. But what we've noticed is the ones that have been mulched, those ones are breaking down a lot faster, and they don't create a mat where they don't like stick together. Just the leaves by themselves, once you get them a couple inches thick, they tend not to break down very fast. So the next time that we collect leaves, we'll definitely do that process. We'll just take those bags and we'll run them through a leaf mulcher. We have one, we just didn't do it. But if you plan on doing it, I'd highly suggest mulching them first.
So I have a funny story to tell you. You're talking about the lawnmower, and it reminded me of the cat that was sleeping under there, which Chris, what does that say?
Clever Craft.
Hello, they came in new to your live. Oh,
Yeah.
well, thank you.
We recently connected with Chris. Hey, Chris, remind me where you're from. If I remember right, you're in Ohio or Michigan. I remember you're not too far from us. And they're working on an older house. I believe it's a 100-year-old house.
Oh, that's pretty
They're
neat.
they're doing some remodeling on. So we're actually just starting into that as well, Chris. We're putting together some plans right now to add an addition to our house. And Red Silo Homestead says leaves, we put them in the chicken yard. Yeah, we put a bunch of them in the chicken yard as well. We just had so many. I think our chicken yard is like 15 by 15, and we put that a couple inches thick, and we just had a ton extra. So what we did is we took a 24-foot trailer, an enclosed trailer, and the last time we came to Louisville in that first week of December, we filled that up halfway, completely halfway, all the way across the bottom was filled with leaves. And so we had a ton of leaves. We completely filled that. We filled up the barn area where the animals are in, which is probably another 200 square feet. And then we almost completely filled the garden area, which is 60 by 100. So that's 6,000 square feet. And we put down probably a good 2 or 3 inches all the way through those areas. So we had a ton of leaves.
We would have gotten more too, but it was getting late, and then my in-laws were meeting us at the house, and so I was like, "We gotta go back. We gotta go back." But definitely, we could have gotten some more leaves.
So Chris is in Colorado. That's right. I knew he was getting a ton of snow. He keeps posting stuff with his son playing in the snow. So that's right, Colorado. I have to remember that. I believe Chris Clevercraft is also a woodcutter. He's on our team woodcutter. So thanks for stopping by, Chris. We really appreciate you spending some time with us. So just as a note, we normally run these for about an hour from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we still got about another half an hour. We plan on hanging out with you guys for, just to let you know if you're just coming in.
Oh, so I was telling you it's a funny story. So he reminded me when he was talking about the lawnmower. The other day, the cat was underneath the lawnmower, which got my brain thinking, going, a mile a minute. The other day, we're looking at one of our cats, and we're like, I think she's pregnant. I think
I know this.
because we have a mom, the mom's cat, the cat's mom, and she looks pregnant. So we're like, we're gonna have 2 cats that are pregnant, and we got rid of the boy because we're like, we don't want any more pregnant cats because they literally just multiply and there's all kinds of them. So we got rid of the males. We're like, no males.
So we thought we were down to 3 female cats.
Yeah, because we have 3. We have we got Cotton Snowflake and Mrs. Norris. And so we found out that Cotton, who we thought was pregnant, is a boy. So the kids are so like violent. It's kind of funny. Like they're like, it's not a girl. Like this whole time we thought it was a girl. And then Luna, our dog, and the cat are like very friendly, and they're like, "Hey, that's kind of gross." We're like, the cat and dog, like they don't care. Like they're 2 boys.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. Like they don't understand. And we're like, it doesn't matter. It's a cat. So Eric came in. Hello, Eric.
Hey, Eric.
So yeah, that was our funny story. This whole time we're like, yeah, 3 girls. So now we found out that the mom is pregnant, but she didn't have to go very far to get pregnant.
Hey, Pete, thanks for coming in. He says he's got to go.
Oh,
He's coming in, and see you next time.
bye,
All right.
Pete. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, we really appreciate you coming in,
Yeah, we
Pete.
really do. I like seeing you. I like seeing when you comment and stuff. And the other day, actually, it was a little while ago. I was like, we haven't seen Pete in a while. I'm like, we
Where's
should.
Pete been?
Yeah, like we should. I was like, oh, have you been going on his live streams? Is he okay? He's like, yeah, he's been there. So I said all that to say that it's nice to see you, Pete. So Mrs. Lewis. Yes, exactly. See, Jason, you got it. Ding, ding, ding. 100 unredeemable points.
You get 100 unredeemable points.
Yeah, it even has the same color palette and everything.
Who named it Mrs. Norris?
Yeah,
Caspian?
Caspian.
Right on.
Yeah, I think if we ever get another one that's the same color palette, I want to call it.
Dude, you can't bump the table because you're shaking us all around over there.
I think I want to name
Looks
it
like there's an
Professor
earthquake going
McGonagall.
on.
Earthquake.
Get off the table. So actually, Mrs. Norris came from just across the street where we're at here in Louisville. When we were actually packing up the RV to head back to our property after we had purchased it, the neighbor was like, "Hey, you want to take a couple cats with you?" So he had all these feral cats. I think he had probably and boxes Norris from. Now the male, what did we name the male? Panther. Yeah, he was something. The males kind of go on there and paid, but so I'm not sure really why he was doing that. But he took off one day. Well, he started to take off more and more. One of our neighbors has quite a few cats, so I don't know if he went over there to hang out with them. But
Hi, Everett.
hey, Everett, thanks for coming by. What's Eric saying? I'm just saying hi. I have some reading to do for tomorrow. So thanks for coming by, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric Dale.
Sorry, guys. There's a lot of traffic where we're at. There's like door slamming and the little footprints of the little dogs. You can hear.
It's like a train station right here.
We're loving it. But we wanted to hang out though. Did a lot of organizing.
Hey, Everett, I'm going to try and shoot you a call on my way home. I was actually going to call you last week, and then I got caught up. I hadn't caught up on the YouTube comments, and I was going through. I had like 30 comments that I hadn't responded to, and I was like, I'm going to call Everett, and then it got late. So I'm going to try and shoot you guys a call on my way back home. So that'll probably be in about an hour or two. So be ready for my phony call.
Well, it might be a little bit more than that, though, because we keep talking. We're like, we got to go to this, we're in Louisville, and this, we're in Louisville, and the list keeps getting long. I'm like, I don't know how much time do you think we have here? Like, we want to go to the Whole Food store.
Yeah, that might not happen.
Yeah.
We got to stop by that rental property, too. Might have some possible work to do at a property over here. We gotta go look at it. It says they're cooking.
What you cooking?
What you got cooking?
Let me see.
Yeah, so this is just a hangout. If you guys want to talk about anything in particular, feel free to bring it up. If you got any gardening, sheep, chicken, homesteading, anything related to any of that, we can go down that avenue, any of those avenues. Pretty much anything you guys want to talk about. This is just where we get to connect with the community and get to interact a little bit. We really like going on to other people's live streams and chit-chatting with them. So that's what this is. This is.
Did you see that?
Are we on a loop?
Yeah, there's a look there.
We're
Hello.
running a live stream. You can look at the.
Look at they're live streaming. You can see them live streaming right here. There's me.
What platform are they on? That doesn't look like Twitch or anything.
It's a YouTube studio.
It's a YouTube video.
YouTube live.
Yeah, sorry guys. Hopefully it isn't too distracting for you. There is a lot going on. I know for me, I'm like, oh, there's the window's right there. And I'm like looking at the window and I'm watching the dogs.
Kids are running in and out. Dogs are running around.
Yeah, something slightly different than what we're
Yep.
used to. So another thing that we do while we're in Louisville, because I know that I mentioned we do a couple of stuff. One of the other things that we do is we do try to hit a few different stores that are not in our area. We do have Bowling Green, which is how much?
It's about an hour west of us. Yeah.
But while we're in Louisville, try to hit anything that we don't have, like the Whole Food store.
Yeah, the Whole Food store is a great spot if you guys are looking for like root crops. We have bought sweet potatoes that we've started. Probably about a quarter of the sweet potatoes that we grew last year were from non-GMO organic sweet potatoes that we got from Whole Foods. And there's a Whole Foods store here in Louisville. So we like to stop there. I have gotten ginger and turmeric. We just get the root and plant it, and it grows.
And I know that when you had bought that stuff that one time, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna. Well, it was a tester, anyways. He's like, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, and he did.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll go to like the bins that have the little scoops in them, where you can get your own grains and get your own stuff. And like I've planted popcorn. We grew popcorn that was organic popcorn. You just want to make sure it's organic stuff so that it'll grow true to type. I do see that Higgs Rock Farm stopped in.
Hello, hello.
He says he grew up in Farmdale. Is that close to Louisville? Or that actually kind of sounds like a neighborhood in Louisville. Farmdale. We're not real familiar with Louisville and all the neighborhoods. Red Silo Home says, hey, gonna catch you later. Have chicken chores left before I can call it a night. Right on.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for the safe travel wishes.
Mm-hmm.
We're
hoping to catch up some more of our audiobook too.
This is Farmdale.
Oh,
this
is
is
it?
Farmdale.
Well, it's kind of. It's Prestonia, but Farmdale's in it. The
So-
street right up the street is Farmdale.
So we're in Farmdale right now. Higgs Rock Farm. He said he grew up in. He says Southern Jefferson County.
Okay, and maybe there's another Farmdale.
Oh.
This is the street, 2 streets down is called Farmdale. There's
Okay.
another, the Farmdale Baptist Church is in this neighborhood.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Farmdale.
look at that.
So we're kind of in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Where are you at now, Higgs Rock Farm? I don't think that we've connected with you. I don't remember watching many of your videos. Thanks for stopping by, Higgs Rock. We'll make sure that we check you out.
And he actually does. Like I remember, what was it?
Bar Run Forge.
Yeah, he mentioned him, and he did. He did some research, and we actually found some really cool videos. So we'll definitely.
Oh, they're in Cadiz, Kentucky. Right on.
Where's that
That's
at?
cool. I don't know, but it's not that far. It's in Kentucky.
Yeah. Check it out.
So we're in Metcalfe County, Kentucky. Not right now, but normally we lived in Metcalfe County, which is about an hour and a half from here. He says he pulled his videos down. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by. Anyhow, we'll look at.
Oh, I see. It took me a second, and I'm like, pulled videos down.
I guess
Now I
they
get
used
it.
to make videos, but then they probably marked them all private or something. Took them down. Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
So, Everett, you mentioned how have we been? We've been doing good with a change of weather. It's nice because people have been outside. There's times that I have to like rope everybody in to do homeschool, and they're like, no, they're fighting against me. And I've learned from the past that some of my children cannot go out and then come back in. We have to hit it in the morning or else it doesn't get done at all. And so it's been nice. The other day, the kids were playing with water, and that we hadn't been able to do that in a while because it was so cold. But they were like in like buckets, and they just had such a good time. So we're definitely enjoying the change of weather. There's more bugs coming out. That's feeling like negative. There's a lot more bugs out.
Yeah, I read this book. It's actually a mountaineering book, and it talks about like a lot of mountain climbing and stuff. And what she was saying about the kids reminded me of this. But the name of the title of the book is Freedom of the Hills. And I bought the book because, it has a lot of rope tying and rigging and a lot of different types of rock climbing type stuff. But the first probably 2/3 of the book is actually it's talking about, that adventure and being outside, and just there's a certain high that you get from it. There's a psychological high, your brain is stimulated. And we really like that the kids get that, that their brains get stimulated, that they're not stuck in front of a screen, or they're not, just inside messing around, stuck with their heads in a school book all the time. But we do have to be careful, like my wife was saying, that, once they get that freedom, it's a lot of times it's hard to get them back on track.
Yeah.
So we try and get the work done, work before play, get the work out of the way, and then set them free. So that's the method that we've noticed works good. No, we didn't see the Marco Polo. I'm not sure exactly which one you're referring to. We'll have to go back and look through them. They said they're already in the 90s there in Tucson. So that's hot.
Yeah.
We hit 80 degrees here today. We weren't expecting it to get that high. When I checked the weather last night, it said 70s, 75. But looks like it's kind of getting late. Maybe we'll cut out a little early on this one because the Coxes have to get ready for church. And we don't want to be hindering what they're trying to do here.
Yeah. That's true. I didn't even think about the time difference.
Gary Hansen. He has some great news for us. Really appreciate that little bit of news. What a pal. Thanks for sharing. So I think we're going to check out, and we do appreciate you guys spending some time with us. As usual, we like to make sure that we convey that appreciation. Thanks a lot. Higgs Rock Farm, thanks for stopping in with us. He says he lives 20 minutes from Fort Campbell, the land between the lakes. Hey, you're pretty close to Copperhead Road. Copperhead Ranch.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Copperhead Road, because you're always saying ranch, and he says
Dang.
no, ranches are in the West.
Copperhead Road. So they have a channel, and they're in the Paducah area. And hey, Higgs Rock Farm, have you ever been to the Heartland Heartland Homesteaders picnic that they have there in that area. They also, you do know who they are. It says they are close. Excuse me. So with that, we will, like Chris says, wish you a good night. And we hope to see you on the next one.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.